in my.
I thought about it, right? Doing that on a camping trip or road trip.
That's
but
what I mean.
Take it to Craven. This is what I did with my Jeep. I took it
Yeah,
to
okay,
Craven
yeah.
and I put a
Leave it
blow-up
there.
mattress in the back.
Oh.
No.
Just leave it there forever.
No.
Let it die.
And then
Yeah,
we just slept
that's
in
how
the
I found
Jeep.
my Jimmy, actually.
That's
Is
what
like
I
I
can
walked
imagine.
to Craven and I just picked it up.
Walked in, drove home.
yeah,
That's the way to do it.
Because they just leave everything there.
yeah.
Man. Okay, now, you lock your doors, obviously. Brand new vehicle. You lock
Okay, so I don't lock the doors on my Jimmy
Yeah.
because I would rather have someone steal my loonie that I keep, my singular loonie from my cart
For your
coin that
shopping cart.
that I keep in my dash rather than break my window and have me pay $400. But
Ain't that the
this
truth?
new car, I haven't decided. It automatically locks unless you have the little key. I don't have it on me,
fob
like the
thingy,
little key
yeah.
fob.
Doesn't
It's
it
push
have
to
an
start.
Alarm, though?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
push to
lock
start
it.
too.
Supposed to start like a Lambo. No
I would
keys.
push to start
Push
too.
to start.
Yeah. So it's cool. Yeah. I would rather have someone steal my owner's manual and my registration that I can reprint off because I don't keep anything of value in my car. I'd rather have someone steal that than have me pay, for the frickin'.
All of it, the repairs.
It's so expensive, right?
That's what I've been doing with the Shadow.
What? Okay. I used to live on 29th Street, and people would check cars every single morning. But if your car was locked, they wouldn't go into it. Like, you know what I mean?
They might smash it, though, if they were more aggressive burglars.
Well, if you kept stuff in your car, yeah, they would
If they can see it, yeah.
But if your car is clean, they're not going to break into it for no good reason. Especially your car. Your car looks like it has nothing in it.
Well, I
Worth
wish
value.
I wish you were correct with that. I cleaned
I
off.
lose money stealing from Gary's car.
But they know your car's unlocked, and that's why they go into your car.
Okay, but now let me explain this to
Okay.
you before you just start spewing stuff all over the place.
Hatred.
So
Gary's minivan.
my minivan had like about 5 feet of snow. It took me like 10 minutes to get all the snow cleared off this morning.
A grueling
And
10 minutes.
I finally get into it.
You drove it or no?
I drove it.
Oh.
I started it to let it warm up. First, by the way, 93 Dodge Shadow, not plugged in, minus 40, and I just one turn. Vroom, vroom,
Yeah,
vroom.
that was my car
It was
this morning,
crazy.
yeah.
It's awesome. But then I opened the door to get in, and there's receipts, there's the manual, all of my little knickknacks that only mean
Paddywhack.
something to me, all strewn everywhere. Nothing was stolen because if it's the same person, this is the worst criminal of all time because this is the 4th time now since I moved here that this has happened. And every time, nothing is gone.
I would
you
argue.
you can feel the disappointment in the burglar when
Maybe
you get
he
into the
just,
vehicle.
because your car's unlocked, he probably forgets, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I found one." Then gets all weirdly excited and starts going through it.
Well, he definitely goes through everything every time. Now I'm not even cleaning it up. I'm just leaving everything strewn everywhere. I'm just leaving it, saying you already came here. There's nothing here. Keep moving.
I'm surprised. No, I would lock it. Just try locking it. See if it
Then
ever
they'll
happens.
smash the window, and then we'll be in the situation that you're talking about where they didn't take anything and you have to pay for a new window.
That's
Yeah.
never happened to me. But
I mean, numerous times.
It's just unfortunate, right? Like, I'm not too concerned about it in the winter usually. At least it's too bad that on a minus 40 night you had someone go through your car. That's insane to me. Like,
cold.
like.
Maybe they slept
To be
in their
fair, it
bed.
could have been like 5 days ago because I haven't moved the vehicle.
Yeah, when you were saying you had to dig it out, I was like, it
I don't know
hasn't
how
snowed since
I don't
Saturday.
know how
so-
someone got in there, to be honest. Like, it was, all the snow was untouched on the vehicle.
The craziest time that I've heard, like, my friend went to his car with a bunch of watches to go get them fixed, and
Hold on a second.
Like-
Watches?
yeah, like wrist watches.
Does he deal watches?
No, he just had like 3 watches he needed to get fixed. I don't know.
You don't think that's weird?
That's a little weird.
That's super
Well,
weird.
Brad has a bunch of watches.
Yeah, does he take them all in at once to get fixed?
Well, if they were broken, maybe. I don't know. Don't ask me. Anyway,
When have you ever needed to
he
get a
went
watch
to go
fixed
take all
in your
these
whole
watches
life?
to go get fixed. He put them in his car and he's like, I forgot my wallet. Left to go get his wallet. Came back and somebody had broken into his car and stole the watches because he left the door unlocked.
This is, again, one of the many reasons why I hate leaving my house.
But also, okay, here's the thing. If you go to Best Buy, say you're at the mall, you go to Best Buy, you pick up an iPad and you put it in your car and you lock your door. If someone walks by and they see an iPad, they're going to smash your window or try everything they can to get that iPad because
but
it's
using
valuable.
the iPad
That's
logic,
why.
they lock up the iPad so you can't just steal them, so people can't just take them
No,
off
he
the
means you
shelf.
already bought it.
I know, but I'm just saying that logic is they lock it up because if they just left it there, people would for sure try and steal it.
Yeah.
But But
Right?
people
Yeah.
people still close with the ink packs on them.
I don't know, you guys. I saw somebody check my car every single morning, and he would never ever break into it when I locked it.
But I'm just saying,
Even if
my,
there's
my,
money in the
my
thing.
point is whether they take it or
You
not.
just need to lock your doors, bro.
If you're going to put something valuable in your car, like a watch or an electronic device, put it under the seat.
Cover
If
it
you're lock your door and put it under the seat. That way,
Yeah.
if someone walks by, they're not going to see it. Put it under a blanket in the back. Do something
Well,
that
I just think the moral
proactive.
of the story is you guys are leaving your cars unlocked so they don't break the window, but they won't unless there's any type of anything in there that's worth value.
Right, and that's.
So
I'm
you
Other side of the
agreeing
coin.
with you on
start
that one.
Other side of the
locking
coin.
it so that they're not like making
Or
your
I
car
can just,
all wild.
or I can just leave it wild, and then they'll know it's already been checked.
I had my car broken into as well. I thought it was locked, but I guess it wasn't. My window wasn't smashed. They didn't take anything.
Maybe
Same
they
thing
jimmied it
happened to
open.
you.
Maybe they had one of those.
The gym.
Uh,
You sound like a transformer. Yeah.
but
You
but
were thinking something else.
I see both sides. Lock your car, but at the same time, I would rather have nothing stolen and my window intact than whatever. Because
Okay.
I can't afford to fix my window
All right.
as easily.
I don't lock my doors either. So.
Ideally, this shouldn't be a problem.
Well, the last 20 minutes were for nothing. Have a great Friday, guys.
I have a garage.
You don't even have an opinion.
Okay, but I did live on 29th Street for a very long time.
This is what happens on Fridays. We just have little round tables. We catch up. We see what's going on, and we say hello to our friends.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
I feel like I just wasted a conversation. I was making points. I had like counter arguments, and then
All
I was
for
like,
she knew that the whole way too. She's like, this is all going to be for
I was just
nothing.
waiting till the
She
end.
set it up.
No,
That was a good setup.
But from experience, you guys should just lock your doors and then not have to clean your car so often.
See, and now all I'm hearing is someone who's never had to deal with a broken vehicle.
As someone who just
From-
2 weeks ago cleaned
Here we
up
go.
broken glass out of
Oh,
a
yeah.
vehicle because someone smashed
Everywhere.
it, I will tell you it's not a fun experience and it's not cheap.
What was in your vehicle?
It wasn't.
Nothing.
It was the work
nothing.
vehicle.
It was a work vehicle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nothing was in it.
Speaking of vehicles, I left Gary's house on Wednesday and I saw you in the C95 van and I waved at you and I honked at you and you ignored me. So I flipped you off
Dragon.
and I drove away. I was like,
Dragon.
I'm so sorry.
there's not that four-way stop over there.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't
Yeah.
see you.
Evil.
Anyway.
So you honked
Dude.
at me and flipped me off?
Of course.
Well, I honked at you and waved.
Naturally.
after you didn't see me. Then
So
I
why
flipped
didn't you like
off.
text me and be like, oh, hey, I saw you?
Because I have a new phone. I haven't put everyone's number in my phone yet, to be honest.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I didn't text you because
Very convenient,
Have
isn't
your
it?
number
Next
on my
time
new
I
phone?
see you, I'll also flip you off.
Okay, well, let's flip each other off for the rest of the lives now.
Yeah.
Dragon, real quick. Gladiator 2,
Yeah.
the latest viewing room.
Yes.
Watched it. Was it good?
Tell
was-
us, give us a mini review.
A mini view. Okay.
Here we go. Gladiator
Um,
2, out now.
So I will say that it was good. I enjoyed it.
Oh, well, I enjoy it.
Well, have you seen the first one?
No.
No. Okay. Maybe you will. I said I'd probably
very
enjoy.
important.
I would probably enjoy the second one better if I hadn't seen the first one, because it's kind of like a copy and paste in a way. Like the formula is exactly the same. It feels more like a remake than a sequel, even though it is a sequel. I thought it was very technically well done. It was shot well. Action scenes were good. Acting was great. But again, if you've seen Gladiator 1, you've seen Gladiator 2.
Huh.
So
Wow.
Good review.
So I should watch it because I was gonna watch the first one.
if you're gonna watch it, go ahead, watch it. I enjoyed it, but the whole time I whispered over to Adam like a third of the way, and I said, "Listen, like this is a remake, isn't it?" And he was like, "Yeah."
LB was not impressed.
But I had a good time. Was it a bit of a cash grab? Yeah. Did Gladiator need a sequel? No. This wasn't like a sequel that revolutionized cinema or anything like that. It was like, okay, cool. I saw worse performances than I did in Gladiator 1, but I still saw like a solid movie, right? Very
Yep.
solid movie, but again, you're watching a remake, right?
Okay.
So, you know,
That was a good mini review.
it was a good
It's very
movie.
good at
Yeah, because
7
now
out
I'm
of
just
10.
gonna go right into the second one. I
You
don't
know
even
what?
care
Do
about
it,
the
do
first
it.
one.
I want to know your opinion
Yeah.
watching it because
Okay.
I thought I'd like it more if I hadn't seen number 1.
Okay, I'll do that.
Number
just
1
for you.
is better in my
it. I
opinion.
like that.
But I would enjoy number 2 more if I hadn't seen number 1.
All right. Have you saw Smile too?
I did.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Favorite horror movie of the year, actually.
Get out of
Brad
here.
hated it, but me and Brad,
course.
I have this.
I don't blame
I'll
Steve
show you a
Brad.
photo later. Me and Brad always take photos of like we're smiling from that movie now, and it's so creepy. Anyway,
What? That's insane.
So weird,
who
but we
are
love
you?
doing it. It's so stupid. And every once in a while, he'll wait around the corner and just smile at me, and I'll be like, "Oh my god." Yeah. Anyway, it's good. Yeah, we like scaring each other and watching scary movies.
I love
done.
Smile too. I didn't want to go see it in theaters because I was like, I saw the first one. I don't need to see the second one. It blew me away. Like my expectations were so low that I saw it and I was like, man, this is one of the the best horror movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it was good.
I
And
really
I hope they
enjoyed
make a
it.
third one because that's gonna be wild.
You know what? I agree. I wouldn't.
He doesn't want to watch
I
it
wouldn't
at all.
mind watching the third one, a third and final one in the kind of
Especially
series.
how that
How
that
it ended? Yeah, it was so good. Like
need to watch it.
genuinely, I'm very impressed, and I was kind of like I went to the theater begrudgingly on that one. Like my friends
That
were
was
like,
my first scary movie in theater, and I was shooketh.
"Oh yeah,
Yeah, I would never.
I've
I
never
don't know why
been.
you
I
want
don't
to.
know. I love scary movies. That was my first one in theater.
that was a good one to see in theaters.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Lots of jump scares though.
Yeah, everyone was laughing at me. I was screaming. I
No
was like,
surprise there.
"Oh,
Ah,
oh my
Yeah,
god!"
like there was people dropping f-bombs. We saw it
That was
like
me.
opening weekend, and
Yeah.
it was pretty crazy. And there was kids, man. Like
I would never.
I would never take my kids to a
Never.
movie like that. And
That's why Gary can't do anything. Probably spooked him too soon as a child.
not for me.
Yeah, spooked for the rest of his
Don't need
life.
it. It's not entertaining to me to be like, ah! I'd rather haha or.
But it'd be
"Oh,
so
cool."
entertaining for us to watch you like that.
Well, then you guys better find something better to watch. That sounds boring as shit.
It'd be so funny.
Smile 2 was very exciting. I thought it was going to be
It sounds
boring,
like
it was
such a
very good.
nice movie too.
Yeah, it's about
about
tooth
smiling.
fairies and
Yes,
dentists.
smiling.
You love it.
Shout out to the Tooth Booth. Best dentist in town, Dr. Funkhauser
Fairies
Associates.
and dentists.
Okay, so Gladiator 2, what's coming up next episode on the viewing room? Have you guys decided yet?
I don't know. It's going to be probably Jaws. I think it's Jaws or just Django. Django Unchained.
Oh,
So
Django. That's
we have a joke
fantastic.
now where we say Django because the line in the movie.
When he's
It's
yelling out of
the D is silent hillbilly, man. That's the best
Very
line
good
in that
line.
movie.
I had my buddy Amory over, and I was telling him that you guys watched Django and tried to review it. And I said, you wouldn't believe it. They spent about 20 minutes apologizing. It was like 1/3 of the episode was just apologizing. And it's like, well, yeah. I mean, for younger kids, and he had a really good point. He said, you know, to have that reaction from people as young as you is such a good sign that we're going the right direction because you're aware of all of the racial, attributes that go along with that movie, and you acknowledged it very well. The Django thing was very good. You got a lot of approval for your approach.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, obviously you guys will see it when the episode comes out, but we tried to be very careful.
So many apologies.
We tried to be careful talking about a movie that
Count them. You should have a
It's-
counter on it.
it's entertaining
That would be
and
good.
it's exciting and it has funny moments and obviously it's highly comically stylized Tarantino film while also trying to be real and be like, hey, listen, like this is an entertaining movie, but it's talking about a lot of stuff that like you got to take a step back and be like, okay, whoa.
Whoa.
It's a different
Yeah.
perspective on it, but you have to understand that like, okay, this
This is
was
what's happening.
wrong and this is when and although it's
I don't even know if
entertaining
I've
in
seen
this movie.
How many N-bombs?
100 and
Yeah, I've never seen this movie.
What,
Yeah.
16?
I'd say 60.
Something?
I would. Yeah.
120. It was the most ever in a movie, I believe.
Yeah.
Is what you guys had said.
Yeah.
And like from white people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think over
The whole movie's about slavery.
Over 30
Oh.
over 30 alone comes from Leonardo DiCaprio.
And he was
Oh my
very,
God.
very upset
20 of
when
which
he
were
was sick.
improvised.
And
No, I'm
the-
joking.
Have I seen this?
The best part of that whole thing is he was like super sheepish when he was trying to do it because he wasn't comfortable using the racial slur. And then, of all people, Samuel L. Jackson tells him, dude, you're an actor. Get the F together. Let's go. And then all of a sudden, once you get the approval from Sam, he was just throwing him out there like candy.
That'd be so crazy.
It's a weird thing to
do
think about, man.
as an actor. Yeah.
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 I think that's a weird thing to do, and also when you have to kiss someone else when you're married, don't like it.
For
That seemed very specific.
for like a $15 million paycheck, I would kiss anyone.
No, I literally once dated somebody who was an actor, and I went to the first play I've ever seen him do, and he kissed someone else. And I broke up with him that night. I was like, no,
Come on.
we're not doing this.
A theatrical actor?
Yeah, no, I can't. It felt like cheating. I didn't like it.
Well,
It's icky and gross.
Yeah.
Like the whole time I was watching, there's a new movie with Ryan Reynolds' wife on it. and she's like,
Blake Lively.
yeah, Blake Lively, thank you. And she's like with this other guy, like hardcore. I just like felt so bad for Ryan. I was like, I can't watch this
I
anymore.
think Ryan's doing just fine.
I think he's kissed a couple of people too.
Well, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it.
Interesting. So that's what you're going to get with the viewing room starring this man right over here, the Dragon, along with our beautiful LB, as well past our bedtime
Yeah.
podcast. Little hiatus right now. Hardcore is sick. You're grinding.
Yeah.
But you guys have some episodes up for people to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any issues with social media in any way, because it is the most toxic environment on earth, she
Not
can
that
help you
bad.
get through it. Wendy Brooks Media. She makes it all better.
And
right?
less toxic.
Less toxic.
Less toxic.
Zero toxic, actually. I think
Yeah.
you can proudly say zero toxicity.
You haven't had, no, never mind. I was gonna say you haven't had one bad comment. You've had
Oh, we've
one.
had
You had
lots.
no on our social.
Oh, okay.
You've only had one. This whole however long this has been happening for.
Yeah.
Almost a year now.
Yeah. And we had
like
Adam delete
7.5 months.
Yeah.
We had Adam delete his comments.
Deleted it?
yeah.
Yeah, you can say anything you want. Just don't be a piece of shit. Or else your comment will get deleted. That's fun. I didn't know you could do that.
I hide them so they think that they still made a comment, but nobody else can see it. But
And don't
them.
tell them the secrets.
Yeah.
They'll never know. They can't tell.
Okay. Just ignore everything she just said. You guys, thank you so much for giving us a couple minutes here on this Friday. I always appreciate it. I wish you the best of weekends
Woo! Friday.
ever.
Happy Friday. High fives for Friday.
Aw.
And we will be seeing you again on Monday, hopefully, whenever you're coming in. I don't know.
Me.
I'll probably be here Monday or Tuesday.
Let's all just
I'll
come
be
hang
here
out Monday.
Tuesday
You're
for
here
sure.
Tuesday for sure. We got a meeting. These are all of our friends, and we love them so much. Give it up for the Dragon and Brooksy. You guys clap for yourself.
I'll clap for you, Ethan.
Clapping for Gary, just so you know.
Then I'll flip you off. Just kidding.
I'm going to rear end your car.
Oh, so much fun every time they stop by. Again, thank you to Brooksy and Dragon as we are halfway through the Friday edition of your show, getting ready for the weekend. We got a really cute little rascal down here, so we better check in with her again and see what she's up to. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Maggie Cam. Oh, we got a little, what's that, little eyebrow lift there. That was good. Well done, Maggie. The Maggie Cam for our best pals over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, Mike and Rochelle, along with their beautiful puppy Leroy, always ready to give you the most incredible service you will ever experience in the universe. And if you go there after hours or on the weekends, oh, this is so cute, you'll see Kirsten, Shara, Chris, and they'll continue to give you that service you know and love as well. If you got a dirty puppy, the cleaning station, amazing. Bring your pup in there and give him a nice little bath or a shower or whatever you need, a blowout, if you will, and you'll come out looking better than ever thanks to our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Look at her. She's trying to figure out where the food went. So you can hear someone nibbling. Very well done. All right, so with all that in mind, I'd now like to call to the stage the other half of the viewing room. Co-host with Dragon, who you just saw. This guy is also a rider insider, the face that built the place, international man of mystery, and it is true, he legit built his own canoe by hand. That's a real thing. Give it up for LB. I knew you had something planned. I saw it. Now, is that called a diamond transition, or what is that? What's that one called?
I'm not sure. I set it like a week or so ago.
It's very cool.
Set it up. I don't remember what it's actually supposed to
I
be.
bet you
called.
it's something fancy like sparkle or something.
No, I don't
No?
think, but I don't know. It's
Either
You know.
way, this guy filled in yesterday. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I was over at Ronnie's place. My sweet, beautiful Ronnie, my late great friend Doobie, his stepdad, and he hosts every year at American Thanksgiving. I just want to get that up there. Hey, yeah, all the moving and shaking we're doing. So over there hanging out with Ronnie and Linda, and saw Nate and the gang and all the boys rolled in, and we were watching football all day long, which meant someone had to drive the ship, and my man LB. What did he drive? Dare I say you were drinking while driving? I saw you opening the show, chugging this One Bad Son whiskey.
Yeah. That's why the bottle's empty.
It's
now.
very good. Yeah, finally. We're looking to get rid of that. But it went well, hey? Sorry,
Yeah, it was great.
I'm playing Kneesies with you.
I feel like closer.
Yeah,
Like
we are very
we tightened
close.
up the
This is
table. We
weird.
cut
We're
some
coming
of it.
together. This is nice. I feel like Dragon when you guys shoot the viewing room.
Yeah, right.
Slowly nudging together. So thank you first and foremost. That's fantastic of you. Now,
Yeah, it's always fun.
dude, filling in. And so it's just been you and Maze so far that's filled in, hey?
Yeah. As I said, I think that was the second full episode you've missed.
Yeah.
But then you were there for 45 minutes of it anyway
This
with
is a
that
great pre-tape with Patty.
pre-tape. Yeah, it was awesome.
All the love to Patty and all of her friends who checked it out as well. We had like record live viewing, which was pretty cool. Who's slacking? That didn't even make sense, bro.
Yeah.
Who's slacking? Oh, me. Yeah, for not being here. That's fine. Okay, well, if it means anything, I left
Well,
early to come back and go to work.
You've missed a lot more work than Gary has. What has he done? 160 episodes, and you've done none. So I don't know.
Well, hey, I was hoping you weren't going to bring up CCO because he's did a lot of those. 469.
That's true. Yeah,
469. Hey? What's this? Oh, there it is. He wants to switch the camera. Who taught him how to switch? I don't
know. I don't.
Yeah, I don't like how he's in control right now. It's
Yeah.
very nerve-wracking. There he goes. Oh, Network Ryan of Eternia in the house. So we got to watch 3 NFL football games yesterday, and a lot of the fun goes along with the people you're surrounded by, as well as if there's a really greasy game like that afternoon game, the middle one between the Giants and the Cowboys. Budget gambling will help you through it for sure, as we had a bunch of parlays that we were riding out, and we almost won again. We spent, I think, $12 yesterday, and we almost won another like $250.
That's
We
pretty
needed 2 more receptions from Jalen Waddle, and then we would have won an 8-game parlay. We're so close.
See, I'm not a gambler. Like I don't. The most I do is buy a lottery ticket, right?
It's a good thing, by the way.
But like, I always thought like your bets. You bet like $12 and you get like, maybe you make $10 on it or something.
Well, that's
right?
that's what.
But like, you make a whole like it seems like I keep hearing about you making a couple $100 or potentially like.
That's the key, and I'm happy you asked that because a lot of people, when they think of gambling, like you say, people with money that gamble, they make those bets where it's just they say the safest bet is just a 1-game bet. The parlay is a sucker's bet because you have so many things that have to hit, and so the guys with big money they just go on the 1 game, like you say. So if it was a $12 bet, they'd win like 10. But if it was a $1,200 bet, then you're making your cake. So with the budget gambling that we do, I do like between $3 to $8 on a bet, but I have 7 or 8 different things that have to happen.
Right.
And that's the only way you can get that big pot.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. When you win, like we accidentally won one the other week, and we were back to even after like 2 months, which is amazing. So now you're back at it. And then last night we would have been on top, which would have been amazing. But we had 7 things happen. We needed that 2 more catches. And when Miami came back down and they were rolling, I was praying to all the Waddle gods, like, just give him 2 more. And it even went his way a couple times, but he missed them. So that's what makes it so fun is you can spend $5-6 and then you can be cheering all the way to the end, and then you can actually make something. So that's the difference between real gamblers and just budget gamblers, because I've always been of the mind that if you have the money, expect to lose it.
Well,
so whatever you're putting in,
as soon as you gamble,
expect to lose. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that feels a lot better when it's $7 instead of like 700.
Yeah.
So, and when you don't have money, but you still like to have a little, chase, if you say, they'll go. So the goal basically is to get those odds up to around 70 or 80 to 1.
Yeah.
And then that's when you're like, okay. And then you can put your $4 down, and then you're cooking.
Yeah.
So that's the fun part that went through yesterday. Now, as far as those games go, holy moly. It was a very, very interesting night game because Green Bay on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, that's my voiceover talk, it was cold. They had sleet. Everyone said there's going to be no passing. It's going to be one of those gross, Christmassy running games. And I'll try to use CFL comparisons. It's like it's like a Grey Cup out there.
Gotcha.
Like it's not snowing, but it's freezing cold and it's slippery and it's not pretty. And everyone says, there's no way these guys are going to throw the ball, blah, 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 this and that. So, of course, being the budget gambler, you say, well, let's bet on them throwing the ball. So we had Tua to throw for like 250 yards. Then we had Jordan Love to throw for 260 yards, which was insane with the environment. But they somehow figured it out. And then we had our other guys go. We had Tucker Kraft for 5 catches. He got those. And then we had Johnny Smith for catches, and it's just all our guys were catching.
Yeah.
And it was wild because I believe they're 0-11 now, Miami, in games under 45 degrees Fahrenheit.
What's
Like-
that in Celsius? I don't.
45 degrees Fahrenheit. What would that be
I
Celsius?
don't speak American.
Single digit should be freezing. Yeah, it's cold. And the big play on the Dolphins is they can't play in the cold.
Well,
So-
they're from Miami. so-
Exactly. And everyone said 7 degrees, and that's with like freezing wind and all that.
Yeah.
So it's not pretty. And these guys, they go out there, and they showed up, and everybody's eating the quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa, it's a tough name to say. I think his brother plays in the CFL.
Yeah, his brother is in the
Who the heck is it?
Hamilton. I think it's a Hamilton maybe.
Somewhere in the
east.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, he's up here.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah.
I remember because I watched. I had a football game going while I was at work.
Oh yeah.
It was a Dolphins game, and they were making a big deal out of him because concussions or something.
Yeah.
And then I was reading an article a couple of weeks later about a CFL thing. I'm like, wait a minute. Did he like leave the NFL and go up to the CFL right away? I feel like that would have been bigger news. You know, an NFL quarterback going to the
huge
CFL,
news, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm doing some digging. Oh, it's his brother. So yeah, it's somewhere in the East.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
And so his thing, you brought up the concussions. Like he's been concussed, I think, 4 times in the last 2 years.
Yeah, like
And the last one he got was really bad. Like he did the stiff like that.
yeah.
And it was like, oh, horrifying. To the point where everyone said, okay, he's finally done. He's finally done. We didn't set that up. Whoa, jeez. This guy. To say,
Nah,
we
you
don't
didn't
even
catch
need
it.
it. We don't even need that one set up. That's why it was off.
Oh my God.
So him being on the field alone is insane. The fact that he's come back from another one that was like a really vicious concussion. And then for him to come into this game and have everyone say, you can't play in the cold, you're the problem. Like there's no way this team is going to win in December with you. And then he went out there and he balled, dude. Like he was making throws, he was moving. He looked like a guy who had something to prove. And before the game, he said, this is going to be a statement game to tell everyone that I can play in the cold.
Yeah.
And then they end up losing, but they brought it close near the end. Today, the narrative has been, well, Tua lost it for them. And the other side of that, this is that rare occasion where the common sense comes out a little bit on the internet and people say, no, Tua didn't lose anything. He played a hell of a game.
Yeah.
It was this defense that lost the game.
Well, yeah, and I mean, there's those games where it's like we've talked about. It's like you when we're talking about the Riders, you ask me, so did the Riders lose it or did the other team win it?
Yeah.
And there's a difference between
Big
that,
time.
winning and losing it. You know.
Yeah.
So maybe Green Bay just played better. You know.
That's it. So we go from that game, poor Tua, to the morning game, which was held in Detroit. So every Thanksgiving in America, they have a game in Detroit and they have a game in Dallas and they have a floating game that goes around. So there's always 3 games.
Yeah.
Morning game's always Detroit. That's where John Madden brought out the turducken, and him and Pat Summerall did 20 years of Thanksgiving broadcasts. It's very cool stuff. And the Detroit Lions, 10-0, best team in football, they come out and they host the Chicago Bears, the lowly Chicago Bears. LB, I'm telling you, you got this quarterback named Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams is the first overall pick. He's the guy that I said at the start of the year is going to be the biggest draft bust in the history of football, because there were rumors coming out that he wanted shares in the ownership of whatever team that drafted him. He came off as a guy who isn't a very good leader. And then all of a sudden, he shows up and he starts going, I ate the crow. I said, I was wrong. Here I go. Well, yet again, chalk another one up for me being wrong. And all of a sudden, it started going. And no one was really sure what happened, but Caleb started sucking. They started getting dramatic in the locker room. And then yesterday happens. And the Bears had no business even being in this game. And they find themselves down a field goal with 20 seconds to go. And they get lined up. They have one timeout. And all Caleb Williams, first overall draft pick, savior of the Bears apparently, had to do was just get a couple more yards and then call a timeout. He gets up to the line, and you can hear Troy Aikman and Joe Buck going, okay, oh no, no. As the clock is running, they have a picture of the clock. Obviously, you can see it running down. And there's Caleb looking around. Okay. Dilly-dallying. Finally gets the snap off with 5 seconds left. They had over 20 seconds to get a play in and call a timeout. He let it go down to like 7 seconds, and then he throws up a deep ball. And when that ball lands, the clock hits 0. So they went from an easy, well, not easy, but a very makeable field goal to take it to overtime to nothing. Detroit wins by a field goal.
Now, is that poor play calling in that they called a throw play?
I'm so happy you asked.
Is that poor decision making on the quarterback?
This gets worse because clearly it was poor football by everybody. They had one timeout left. You can see Caleb getting confused. He's doing this one. Like, oh, I got nothing going on here, and tries to do it himself. He could have called a timeout. Coach sees that. He could have called a timeout. Every single person there could have called the damn timeout.
Yeah.
But they were all like, no, everything's good. It's like that puppy in the house with his legs crossed and the big fire behind him. Like, it'll be all right. Everything's fine. That was him. So after the game, Matt Eberflus, the former head coach of the Chicago Bears.
Is this a recent former?
Came out and after the game and said, I loved what we did there. I thought it was great. It wasn't very well executed, but we had a plan, and I loved what we did. And he must have pissed off the ownership because he got the boot today. Happy Thanksgiving. You're out of here. Because that play was that bad.
Yeah, I mean, why would you? That's seems like football 101. Don't throw the damn ball. Like
you and I and everyone else could have got through that.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
All it is, that's elementary football understanding.
You go out there, and if you see nobody knows what's happening and everyone's confused, call the timeout. Yeah,
figure it out.
And then you know what? Because he was saying, well, we wanted to save the timeout for
what?
For when you get those extra couple of yards and then call it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can say that that's what your plan was. That's great. But your plan needs to change, bro.
Well,
There's no time left. You can just throw it a little out and let the guy get out of bounds.
Yeah.
You can live to fight another day.
I guess that's right. The thing I'm forgetting is NFL has the running clock.
Yeah,
all the way
it's a little bit different.
So that's why, yeah.
Yeah. So that game was crazy. And then there was the Dallas game. Traditional. So fun. Everyone goes to Dallas. They got the cheerleaders out there. Everything's, oh, look at us, Dallas. We love Thanksgiving.
They had the Cowboys cheerleaders out for the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight.
Of course they did. That's the stadium, man. They're everywhere. They are the world's most famous cheerleaders. And so they got the Giants. Dallas is 4-9, lost their QB for the year. The Giants 2-9.
Dak
Prescott. There you go. The Giants are 2-9, and they got rid of their quarterback. Literally just dumped him. He's like, I don't want to be here anymore. And they just re-signed him 2 years ago to a big $50 million contract. So they're eating that one. And then it turns out they got this kid named Drew Lock, who's a former first-round pick. He comes out and gets to start over. Former Bronco. This guy knows. You can always spot the Bronco fans. And this guy, okay, so there's Tommy DeVito. They called him Tommy Football. He was the Italian guy that had one crazy game last year. And I was like, oh, my God, this guy's awesome. He got demoted because he had a horrible game last week. Yep. So Drew Lock comes in, and Drew Lock shows up a little bit. And then the game goes, and as I'm sitting here talking about it, we actually had some pretty decent football games, all things considered. Everyone said it was a really bad, I guess, run because of the teams that were involved. But at the same time, there were some pretty good games there. Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure I got the score correct on that. By the way, just in case you were wondering when we will finally have a week come in that we have football in every day of said week, we are getting closer. We had Thursday football. We have Friday football going on right now, Black Friday football. Chiefs up on the Raiders, 19-17, midway through the fourth quarter. Another barn burner going on there.
They're up on the Doritos?
The Doritos? Doritos!
Sounds like Doritos.
Doritos. Yeah, I'll give that to you. So that's going on. And then Saturday games start soon. So you got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday Night Football. Just Tuesday and Wednesday left, man, and they'll find a way to get them on there too.
Yeah.
You know what'll happen? Christmas will fall on one of those days.
Yeah.
And the Christmas game will be the one that gives you a full week of football.
Well, that's the Netflix. That's the next Netflix sport.
That's right.
Sport one. Yeah.
We talked about that. You think they're gonna make it?
Yeah, I think they will. Honestly, I think. I mean, it's Netflix. They're gonna look at this and go, "Oh shit, we need to fix this.
We really screwed up that.
Yeah,
fight,
we need to fix this up, and they're gonna do it. Because I don't know. They have to. If they don't, it's
They're in big
they're not
trouble.
gonna get any more of it,
There's going to be a
right?
lot of angry millionaires.
Yeah.
And even angrier billionaires.
Billionaires do,
That's
yeah.
the one.
And then it's gonna be no more for you.
So even with the Giants being down and out garbage team, they kept it within a touchdown, losing 27-20 to Dallas. And that was basically the rundown yesterday. 30-17 for Green Bay, 27-20 for Dallas. And Detroit squeaking by thanks to I keep saying Caleb Joseph. Caleb Joseph, the baseball
See,
guy.
all I can think of is Caleb Evans, the quarterback in
Hamilton.
the CFL. Yeah.
And then
Hamilton,
I was
yeah.
thinking of Kerry Joseph. There's too many people. Too many people. But it is nice to have NFL football going on
if
as
you're
we
an NFL fan.
roll in here. Yeah, well, that's what I was going to ask. What does a CFL guy do in the offseason?
Hockey.
You just go straight to hockey? You don't watch hockey, do
Yeah,
you?
I do.
Who are you watching?
Habs.
That hurt. That hurt a little bit. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no.
Sorry to hear that. I thought you were going to be a Drew Raminda special and say you're a Sharks guy.
No. Why would I cheer for an American team when there's like 8 Canadian teams or however many?
Because
I don't know.
Drew Raminda is as Canadian as it gets.
Yeah,
he
but
makes
his
the
team
Sharks
isn't.
Canadian.
Yeah, but his team isn't.
That's fair.
That's about as far away from Canada as we
And to
get,
be
you
fair,
know?
the Sharks are in a big rebuild right now.
Yeah, they're.
So it's
but no,
tough
Habs. You know, and I've had
Okay.
a lot of people ask me why, and it really it's team loyalty. So I wasn't really like into hockey when I was younger, right? And then my buddy was, big into hockey, and his family was a Habs team, or was a Habs team, right?
Man.
And so he got me into hockey, and so we would watch the Habs, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just always been like, I don't want to be that guy that's like, I'm just gonna switch teams to
Change
whoever's
out,
winning,
yeah.
right? So I'm just, a Habs guy, because
What do you think's worse, having a switch of heart and changing teams, or cheering for two teams?
well, I mean, I'll cheer for like last year I was cheering for Edmonton because
Rightfully so.
obviously,
Yeah.
right? As soon as Montreal's out,
your guys.
cheer for Edmonton,
Hell
right?
yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm not like as into it as I am CFL. So if it's like, if they're out, then I'm gonna cheer for somebody else.
This is
But,
exciting. When's the last time you went skating?
last winter I went for a little bit, but kind of hurts the old knees, So
18 years old. He's
Yeah.
18. Man, I don't even know what. Are you going to have a body left when you're my age?
I don't know
What's gonna happen if
I
you're
won't
already
have
falling apart
I won't
now?
have a knee left, that's for sure. Yeah.
Oh, man. Shout out to my buddy Vince,
Yeah.
by the way, who was at the SCS American Thanksgiving extravaganza over at Ronnie Trash's place. His buddy Vince. 2 weeks. He's 2 weeks through recovery, or has been in recovery for 2 weeks, full-on knee replacement.
Oh,
The whole thing.
Yeah, but those are actually, it's surprising how fast you're up and moving with those things, right?
He's walking with a
Like,
cane.
it's crazy.
It's
Like,
nuts.
you think you've just
Literally.
had your whole knee replaced, and within a few days you're up and going. Like, it's crazy.
couldn't believe it, yeah.
And you have to, because otherwise it all just seizes up. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you got to
it's
keep moving it.
yeah, it's crazy.
Just the fact that you can do a full knee replacement.
Yeah, I remember like researching like how that all worked. Like because of course when I had all my knee problems, I was doing research on it, and
Of course.
then I was researching knee replacements, and it's crazy like how they all do it. They're like sawing off part of your bone,
Yeah,
and
give me a quick synopsis.
yeah,
I use the viewing room term.
well, it depends on. There's a couple different kinds from what this was a year or two,
Yeah.
couple years ago that I remember researching this, but there's ones where they just like cap off your old
Kneecap?
your old bones, I guess, like not your bones.
Yep.
Or there's ones where they like cut out the joint and then like replace like the actual socket and
Oh.
joint.
No,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but
dude.
yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Vince for getting that done. It's always interesting to learn without the intentions of learning. Hey,
Yeah.
that's I'm a big fan of that. Where you're sitting somewhere and never really met a guy before, and then you learn all about
Yeah.
full-on knee replacement.
Yeah,
Like, this
right.
is interesting. Well, you got the football going on.
Yeah.
Well, you got all the other boys over here talking about
Yeah.
Lord knows what. It's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Always a lot of fun. All right, buddy. What do you say? You want me to do this manually, or what do you
It's
want
up
to
to
do?
you. It's up to you.
Should we try it? We'll see what I got.
Ryan,
As we
don't
wrap
fuck
up
with
another
anything.
week.
Okay, good.
Here I go.
Got it? Good.
Absolutely. Whew, what a week. Another one in the books. It's our last weekday in November. That's crazy. Hey, when's Fireside? Where can people get tickets?
December 20th and 21st at TCU Place, tcutickets.ca.
You get
Yeah.
nervous yet? He doesn't get nervous.
No, when
You
you've
can't
been
when
doing it
you're
for
an international man of mystery.
10,
yeah.
11 years, it's not really.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to add. What's the term? Classical singer. What do you call it?
Yeah, classical voice. Piano.
Classical voice piano guy, along with canoe builder and playing.
I would like to
flyer.
add that the canoe is not complete yet. It's half complete. It's in storage for the winter, so I haven't fully built the canoe yet. We don't know if it's gonna float.
I'll never say it again. Yeah, until I see you floating in that thing, I'm gonna say not fully made.
Yeah,
2/3 of the way.
it's in work in progress.
That's awesome. To all of our guests that came through this week, we had Brooksy stop by. We had our All Out Angst podcast boys roll through. Dragon, we had you. We had Curtis Anderson. We had Phenom. Oh, so much going on. Network Ryan. Uncle Brando was here. It's a very good week.
Yeah.
Very, very good week. As we get set to roll into the weekend. Next week, we're going to start doing some more stuff. Network Ryan's gone, so we're going to party hard. We're going to Andrew WK it. It's going to be amazing. Very excited for that. Anything else you want to say?
Make all of our Christmas and New Year show plans while he's not here.
Yeah. We were talking about decorations, and I was talking with Andy about getting some nice little overlays
So
for
yeah,
it.
we're gonna do a Christmas theme.
It's going to be awesome. So we look forward to that. Be safe this weekend. Do a lot of good things. Is this supposed to snow again? Someone
Yeah,
say
it is.
snow? Yeah.
Yeah, there's coming through from Alberta.
Jeez. To all the snow angels out there, thank you so much for doing all that cleaning.
Yeah.
It's incredible. They're definitely getting that karma up. And be like the snow angels, all right? Do good things. You will notice it will start happening to you. And when we all start doing that, then we can leave the house and not be scared of everything. And the world becomes a better place. With that, I now leave you for the weekend. I will miss you oh so much until Monday when we're back here at 4 p.m. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay out of trouble, all right? Thank you. Great job, guys.
There we go.